Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So this is the first time I've ever done one of these videos before, and the reason being, it's the first time I've ever got my hands on one of these mock-up devices. So if you've seen much of my YouTube channel, you know that primarily I review a lot of phone cases. Well, in the process of getting phone cases, I've got some new ones for the S10 I'm fixing to do a preview on, and even a review because I have this test unit. Well, I'm able to go ahead and do this video, ta-da, because I got my hands on this mock device to test out my cases on. So this is supposed to be a mock version of the Samsung Galaxy S10. Now, I wanted to go ahead and do this video because normally, stuff comes out, we see the specs, and there's just not a whole lot with the physical hands-on stuff. So I know some other people have done videos as far as previews already, but I wanted to go ahead and give this a whirl. So this is supposed to be the Samsung Galaxy S10, but it's the mock-up version. So the cases will fit on it, and I can go ahead and test them out and preview them. But I'm going to be buying one of these whenever they come out. I'm just not, quite important enough in the world of mobile devices to get one to review. But if everything holds up, this should be what it looks like. So at first glance, I can see we've got 3 different cameras here on the back. It looks like it's still got the biometric sensor that they use, and this is supposed to be the LED flash. Now, as far as the cameras on the back, what I've been able to find is I looked on GSMArena, and they have some more detailed specs, but it looks like it's going to have 3 12-megapixel cameras on the back. So one of them, if this holds true, is going to be a 12-megapixel f2.4 aperture telephoto lens. The other one's going to be a 12-megapixel f1.5 wide-angle viewing lens, and then the third one is going to be a 16-megapixel f2.2 ultra-wide. So you'll get telephoto, wide, and ultra-wide. So you can take pretty much any kind of picture you want. I know there was a relatively similar setup that I think it was the V40 had recently. So it looks like the new thing for 2019 is we're going to be putting 3 cameras in phones. We'll see. Samsung usually leads from the front, or they borrow from what somebody else did and then make it better, kind of like Apple does with their iPhones. So I would imagine that we might see more of this in the future. So this is going to have the latest Snapdragon 855, which is going to be the flagship processor for Androids for the year, at least stateside. I'm sure that the European and Asian models will have the proprietary Samsung Exynos processor. Exynos? I don't know how to pronounce it. So it looks like there's no fingerprint sensor on here this go around, and from what I've been reading, it looks like it's going to be under the screen, similar to what the OnePlus 6T does. Now, I don't know what the technology is behind it, but I do know that, from what I can tell, it's going to be under the screen. Now, curiously enough, here's the new feature that we have. Let me zoom my phone in, my lens. Alright, so we have the cutout camera here on the front. There we go. My zoom is not helping me out very much. So we have a camera on the front, and it's going to have the little peephole, little window, whatever they decide to call it for this year. And instead of having a notch, which Samsung refused to adopt the notch, and I give them credit for, they went ahead and they put it on the front. So we'll see how that works out, I guess. I don't really know how that's going to work out in reality. We do still have the dual firing speaker on the bottom. So we have the dual firing speaker. We get the USB-C port. It looks like it's still going to have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So they're pretty much the only ones left at this point. There we go. There's a better look at that camera. Ta-da. And then this little notch cut out here for the handset speaker, which I'm actually cool with. The Note 9 and the Samsung S9 and S10, S9 and S9 Plus did have a lot less bezel space on them. So this looks like they're trying to take it even further to the max. It's supposed to have the new Infinity O display. We got looks like it's going to have still a Bixby button over here, our volume rockers. And overall, the profile on it is actually really nice. Here, I'll do a side-by-side comparison. I'll show you. I've got my Note 9 here, so I'll show that off real quick and put it next to it. So here we go. Now, from what I can tell, from the specs I looked at online, the S10 is supposed to have a 6.1-inch screen, 19:9 aspect ratio. It's going to have a Quad HD display, looks like 3040 by 1440. So that pulls it in at 550 pixels per inch. It's supposed to be an AMOLED HDR Plus display, Gorilla Glass 6, and it says that it's going to be ultrasonic advanced on-screen fingerprint sensor and also 3D scan for facial recognition. So that's cool. And then the front selfie camera is supposed to be 10 megapixels f1.9. We'll see if that holds up. And I'm not just making this up. I'll go ahead and show you here. I got these specs straight from the exclusive. Here are the final detailed specs on GSMArena. So there's a little watermark and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm going off of. Oh, and it looks like it says it's going to get a 3400 milliamp battery. So that's cool too. So it should be nice, should last for a while. We got the Note 9 here, which is a 6.4 inch screen, I believe, if I remember correctly. So this is what it looks like directly next to the Note 9. You can see that it is much thinner, and it does have a little bit more of an ergonomic design. Now, I do like that they changed things up some from the S9 to the S10. It looks a lot more like the Note on the back than it does on the S9 Plus. It does have a little bit more rounded corners on it. Of course, the Note 9 is very ergonomic, and I like the handling on it. So it's nice to see that they did kind of blend the two designs. We got that completely horizontal window on the back for the cameras. So I'm anxious to see how this pans out. I'm going to get one whenever they come out. I may go with the S10 this year. I know they're supposed to have like the S10e or the Lite phone, whatever they're going to call it. The S10 and then the S10 Plus. I don't even know if there's going to be a special anniversary model. I'm not sure. So we'll have to see what happens at the next Samsung Unpacked event that's going to be here in like another 10 days or so. It's just down the road. So we'll get the final price, we'll get the final specs and all that stuff, but you know, the way the rumor mill works, and as things kind of wind down towards the end, we know what processor, you know, we kind of know what screen, we know what different features it's going to have, and then with the leaks, and I'm not sure what the other colors are at this point. I saw that there was a canary yellow, and the reason that I focused on the canary yellow is because I think that it looks horrible, but it's pretty much essentially the same thing as I think it's the same thing as the Note 9 stylus, which is that canary yellow color. Let me see if I can look up the colors real quick on my iPad. Not now. It'd be nice if I could get to work. So S10 colors. Sorry, I'm doing this behind the scenes. So S10 colors. Based off of what Yahoo says, here we go for the Galaxy 10e. Looks like there might be a lot of colors, I don't know. But 128 gigabytes of storage, 6 gigs of RAM. Here we go. Canary yellow, prism black, green, white, blue for the 10e. For the 10, what does it say colors there? Oh, prism black, green, pearl blue, and white. And then for the Plus, prism black, green, pearl white, blue, ceramic black, ceramic white, and then yeah. So we'll see what the colors look like on official launch, but it looks like at least at a minimum we're going to get 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, and it'll just go up from there along with the prices. So I'm curious to see what they do with the prices, especially after Apple's shenanigans this past year with the $999 base model price for the XS and the $1099 base model price for the XS Max. So yeah, we'll see what happens with 2019 and the Unpacked event. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. I did want to go ahead and show this off just because I got it, and it's something I was really excited about, and I'm going to have some case reviews coming for this here over the next couple of days. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comments section. Thanks for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe, the like, the notification button, all that good stuff so you get the latest and greatest. And thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you guys next time.